You starting? You're in the middle.
All right. Let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another podcast of The Preacher and the Prodigy. Today, we have a celebrity guest picker with us. We are here in the Fernstrom household today with Isaiah.
On the last day of the year of our Lord 2024.
Yep. It's New Year's Eve. We are ready to pick some playoff games and ready to pick the Michigan game, which is about to come on in about an hour behind us. We're ready to go, excited for another week of football, and it is bowl season. We got to enjoy the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which came down to the wire. We got to enjoy Iowa barely losing to Missouri. That also came down to a wire. A lot of fun bowl games, a lot of high-scoring bowl games.
Defense optional.
We are hoping
in the Union did not bring it to the Confederacy.
We are hoping that defense shows up today and tomorrow to create some fun and close bowl games. Starting off, we can start with the Michigan game.
Yeah, we're live, kicking off in about 25 minutes from right now.
This line has ballooned a lot today. It is now at 16.5 for Alabama. Over-unders at about 43.5. You get to pick first since you're beating me.
Clearly, Alabama has just found out Dom Guidis has transferred to Nebraska, so the line is just grown from there. So Michigan comes in, not just sitting their first-round opt-outs, but sitting a lot of other guys as well. Makari Page, Jonathan Edwards, Kalel Mullings. This is spring practice for Michigan. It is something like a regular season non-SEC game for Alabama. The line is still too small, unfortunately. I hope to see a lot of Michigan's future players, guys you're going to count on in 2025 and hopefully beyond, the Jordan Marshalls, the Jaden Davises, JoJo Edmonds. I'd love to see a great game from a guy like Jay Sean Barham as well, Ernest Hausman. These guys are going to be relied upon next year. I think that the number is still too small. I'm going to have Alabama winning this game 31-10.
I think you nailed it. Give me Bama to cover. I think I could see this game like 33-17 if I wanted to pick Michigan, but
Alabama should pick Michigan because you got to make up ground on me.
Maybe I'll make up ground with the other ones. I don't feel confident about Michigan covering 17.
Isaiah.
Yeah, I agree with them. I'm going to go 6-35 Alabama.
I mean, it's probably about right. I don't know how many points
Dominic Zavada with a 64-yard to open the score. All right, we agree.
We'll move on to the Fiesta Bowl. This game is the only playoff game going on. Tonight is between the 6th-seeded Penn State Nittany Lions and the Boise State Broncos, who are third. Penn State is favored by 11. It'll be interesting to see how Ashton Jeanty, how he performs against a much better defensive line than, Colorado State's.
You go first.
I will pick first. See, I'm going to take Boise State, but not by much. I got Boise State 21-14.
Penn State winning, you mean?
Penn State wins, or 23-14, Boise State covers. Penn State got a lot of points spotted to them with interceptions, bad interceptions thrown by SMU. I don't think that's going to happen today against Boise State. And I think Ashton Jeanty, even though there's been a lot of criticism with the teams he's played, I think he is good enough to perform at this level. Give me Boise State to cover, but Penn State to win.
Isaiah.
I got the Broncos to win this one.
Whoa.
I'm going to go Boise State 17, Penn State 13.
Let's ride.
Low scoring game.
That'd be great.
Wow. Put the cinnamon back in the cabinet because it's getting spicy here. I disagree. I think that Penn State is peaking at the right time. And I saw what they did to Oregon. I thought was admirable in defeat. I think that SMU did have some really difficulties with hanging onto the ball, but I think that in the same way, Boise State might just be too one-dimensional. Hey, we're recording a podcast. Come on in, John. And so I'm going to take Penn State to win this game. I think they're going to win the game 34-20. Penn State wins and covers. The offense for Penn State is just rolling right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully Aller stays healthy because Bo Prabula has taken his talents to Columbia, Missouri for $1.5 million. But I digress. Game 3.
John, what do you think? You think Michigan's going to cover 16.5?
You know, I just got texted on that very question. I'm questioning whether they're going to cover today.
Yeah, it's That line is ballooned.
None of us picked Michigan to cover. All right, game 3, Isaiah.
We have Texas and Arizona State. This is the Peach Bowl, and Texas is favored by 12.5.
Oh. This one, I've got Arizona State, actually. They're like the hottest team in the country. I think they're well coached, and I think Cam Scatabo is going to have a day in the backfield. I've got Arizona State 27 and Texas 17.
Wow, you're not just picking covers, you're picking straight up.
This would be awesome if this happened. I'm going to agree.
I got to go.
Well,
we're
yeah,
going to
you
go on
you-
this.
you can go.
Yeah. But so I'm going to take Arizona State to cover as well, but not to win.
Yeah.
I think that limiting possessions by running the clock. I think that, for instance, that Arizona State is diverse enough to do things that Boise State will not be able to do against Penn State. So I'm going to take Texas to win the game, like 30-20. But I do think Arizona State covers, and Kenny Dillingham's legend continues to grow.
Do I want to pick Arizona State on this one? But give me Texas to win this game 31-17. I do like the way Steve Sarkisian plays. I think Arizona will put up a fight, but in the end, Texas is just a bigger power and a more dominant team.
Wouldn't surprise me. I hope Texas wins. But
we head out to the Rose Bowl.
Here we go.
Pasadena.
Here it comes.
This is the big game of the day. It is the rematch of the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Oregon Ducks. This is the 1-8 matchup. You have the 8 seed is favored. Ohio State -2.5. Over-unders at 55.5. So this will be probably an entertaining game. I guess we go first. And
What's the line? Sorry.
It's
it
2.5.
is
Okay,
Ohio
so
State
it's
-2.5.
Yep. I think that Ohio State gets Oregon here and wins the game for the last time in a while, because what Oregon is building through the portal, through recruiting, is just a monster right now under Dan Lanning. I think that they're probably going to be in the preseason top 3 for the next 4 or 5 years to come, just because of what they're able to do in the offseason. I think Ohio State needs to win this game desperately. And I think that they will win the game. I think Ohio State in a lower scoring game than the first round in Eugene. I'm going to take Ohio State 28-24 to win and cover.
No, Ryan Day cannot pull it out in close games.
You got them covering though, or not?
Give me Oregon to win outright. I think when it comes down to it, the lights are going to be too bright in the Rose Bowl for Ohio State, and I think Dan Lanning is going to, see an opportunity and punish him through that. Give me a also lower scoring game. Give me 27-23. Oregon wins.
Ooh, 4-point spread, same.
Yeah, I think Ryan Day is really kind of needing this win and wanting it because it's a big turning point. And so I think this game's going to be fireworks. And I think I got Ohio State 38-35.
Fun ones.
Okay.
You're picking a great playoff so far. We head to the final playoff game this week. This also is going to be a close game. Notre Dame and Georgia, big news. Carson Beck will not be playing. He is injured and then declared for the draft. So Gunnar Stockton, we saw him perform.
Carson Beck, he of the blue arm when he came back into the game.
We saw
an Avatar character.
We saw Gunnar Stockton. Yeah, that was weird. But we saw Gunnar Stockton come into the SEC championship game and perform well. We'll see how he does against the Notre Dame defense. Georgia's favored by 1. This is basically a pick 'em.
This is great. Gonna be a great game.
Over under 44, so another lower scoring game. I really don't know where to go on this one, but I think you.
No, you go first.
I pick first. I've
It's a
no
coin flip.
clue where to go with this one. But give me Georgia because they've been there before. I think if this was a neutral site regular season game, I would like Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame, I can trust more with Riley Leonard and their running back combination. But in these crucial games, Kirby Smart figures out a way to dial up a great defensive game. You saw that against Texas both times this year. I like Georgia to win this game 20-16.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
I
was gonna say something. Okay. Yeah, I've got Georgia too. I think we saw it Stockton for a little bit in the Texas game, and he had his up and downs, but overall, I think he's good enough to get the job done. I think the Georgia defense will come around and support him. I've got Georgia 20-17, just kind of like Jericho.
What's it gonna be?
No idea, because you never know what Georgia's going to show up.
Yeah.
Is it the Georgia that got first half blown away by Bama, that struggled in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Is it the Georgia that just put their arms around the throat of the Texas Longhorns a couple different times? I'm gonna take Notre Dame. I want to take Georgia, but I'm just gonna be different here and roll the dice on picking something other than the Prodigy. I'm going to take Notre Dame without much conviction, but if it is the result, if in the end Notre Dame wins, I think it is because the leadership of Beck is not there. And I think that apart from that game against Northern Illinois, Notre Dame has looked like a very good football team for most of the season. I was higher on them at the beginning of the year than most people were. I think that they can get it done, and with the flip of a coin, I'm going to predict that they do. Notre Dame wins this game. Yeah, I could probably be in the same neck of the woods, 24-21, Irish.
Yeah.
All right.
We shall see.
A lot rides on the next day and a half as we end 2024 and head into 2025. And we'll have 3 more games to pick after this.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to pick the blue grade game or something like that, or the Senior Bowl.
Pick like
the Reese's
Championship or something.
Senior Bowl. All right, until then, what are you?
Something starts with a P.
You're the poser, the preacher, the prodigy, and the poser.
Yeah.
What do you want to be? What starts with a P?
Put you on the spot here.
I'll be the prophet.
The prophet. All right. Peace.
My name's Isaiah.
Deuces.
Peace.
Nice.
I know. Just kind of going.